Today, I am thrilled to unveil a glimpse of the future. What you're about to witness will change your perception of ArcGIS and big data analysis. You're looking at over 100 years and 500 million records of production data. Yes, you heard me correctly, 500 million records. With every pan and zoom, we're querying 567 million records in a split second and returning the results as an aggregation. With every zoom, we're querying all of this data at its true fidelity. Now, focusing in on the Permian, we're querying all the wells in this extent, and we're returning the highest density of wells. But I know what you're thinking. Let's look at oil and gas production. With every click, as we switch from oil to gas, we're querying all our data instantaneously. Now, I did mention 100 years, so let's go back in time. The trend line shows changes in gas and oil over time. As I click on the trend line, we're looking at this data at a temporal scale. We can understand the lows in oil production as well as the highs in oil production. Switching over to gas, we can do the same thing. Explore this data over time, looking at highs and lows in the production. How exciting is that? We're exploring hundreds of millions of records in a web application. So, let me show you how we got here. I'm working in a Databricks Spark cluster running in Microsoft Azure, where I've allocated multiple nodes to run big data analysis. Switching over to my notebook, I'm using GeoAnalytics Engine to enable spatial analysis on the data within Databricks. By running this next cell, we are bringing ArcGIS capabilities to your Spark environment. Next, we connect to a Snowflake database from our partners at S&P Global. Once we're connected, we can read in, by running this cell, we can read in 567 million records of well production data going back several years. We can actually preview the data so that we know exactly which attributes we're bringing in. The next cell allows us to bring in our well data directly from Snowflake into Databricks. Again, this only takes a matter of seconds. Now that we have our data and we have our functions, we can begin our analysis. We then join our production data to our wells. Our results are then aggregated as bins for display. So if you remember those bins I showed you in the web application, that's what we're looking at on the screen. Switching back to the application, let me show you one more thing. I'm going to zoom out to the full extent, and we're actually able to look at this data by operator, and we can look at trends over time. By choosing a second operator, at a glance, we're querying all of their data and we're returning the results for every month of production aggregated to a single year over several years. Switching over to oil, we can see a similar trend over time for each operator. You are witnessing ArcGIS GeoAnalytics Engine in a Spark environment, engineering results which we're visualizing with the ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript, so that you can quickly understand, you can query and visualize your data like never before. Thank you.